Every person carries desires within the heart. Some want wealth, some want recognition, some want love, some want freedom, and some simply want the noise inside their mind to become quiet. We often believe that everything we want is somewhere outside us, waiting to be found. We tell ourselves that when the right opportunity appears, when the right people support us, when the right moment arrives, then we will finally change our life. But life does not truly change from the outside until you are willing to change from within. You may ask the world for success, abundance, respect, influence, but if your mind is weak, your habits are uncontrolled, and your emotions collapse whenever life becomes difficult, then even if you receive everything you desire, you will not be able to keep it. What you want is not only a destination, it is also a responsibility. Before life gives you more, you must become capable of carrying more. The first step is to know clearly what you want. Many people say they want success, but when you ask them what success means, they cannot explain it. Does success mean earning more money? Does it mean having control over your time? Does it mean building a peaceful family, maintaining a healthy body, or waking up without anxiety? When your goal is unclear, your energy becomes scattered. You begin chasing everything that shines. You compare yourself with strangers. You change your direction every time you see someone living differently. You may move quickly, but you do not move meaningfully. A person who changes direction every day may walk for years and still remain in the same place. A person who knows the destination can move slowly and still arrive. Ask yourself a difficult question. If nobody could judge you, if nobody needed to be impressed, and if you did not have to compete with anyone, what kind of life would you truly choose? Do not rush to answer. Sit quietly. Put your phone away. Step back from the voices of society, family expectations, social media, and fear. Listen to what remains when all those voices become silent. You may discover that the dream you have been chasing was never truly yours. Perhaps it was placed inside you by comparison. Perhaps you wanted it because others praised it. Perhaps you believed you needed it to prove your worth. A borrowed dream becomes a heavy burden. Even when you reach it, it does not feel like home. Clarity gives direction. Direction gives discipline. Discipline turns desire into reality. Write down what you want, but do not stop there. Write down why you want it. Then ask yourself whether the reason comes from love or fear. Do you want wealth because you wish to create freedom and help others? Or because you are terrified of being seen as unsuccessful? Do you want recognition because you have something meaningful to contribute? Or because you feel invisible without approval? Do you want a relationship because you wish to share your life? Or because you are afraid to sit alone with yourself? The same goal can lead to peace or suffering depending on the reason behind it. When you understand your true intention, you stop wasting energy on paths that do not belong to you. The second step is to master your mind. Your life is not controlled only by what happens to you. It is shaped by the meaning you give to what happens. The same difficulty may appear before two people. One sees it as punishment. The other sees it as training. One asks, "Why is this happening to me?" The other asks, "What is this trying to teach me?" The situation may be the same, but the inner response creates a different future. Your mind is like an untamed horse. Without training, it will carry you into places you never wanted to go. It will pull you into the past, where you repeat old mistakes, old conversations, and old regrets. Then it will throw you into the future, where you suffer from events that have not even happened. An untrained mind creates pain from memory and fear from imagination. To master the mind does not mean that you stop thinking. It means that you stop thinking. It means that you learn which thoughts deserve your attention. Not every thought is truth. Not every fear is a warning. Not every doubt is evidence of your weakness. When a negative thought appears, do not fight it aggressively. Fighting gives it more strength. Observe it. Recognize it. Say to yourself, "This is a thought, not a command. This is a feeling, not my identity." A cloud passes through the sky, but the sky does not become the cloud. In the same way, thoughts pass through your awareness, but you do not have to become every thought that appears. Practice sitting quietly with your breath. Begin with 5 or 10 minutes. Feel the breath entering. Feel the breath leaving. When your mind wanders, gently return. At first, the mind will resist. It will bring memories, worries, plans, and distractions. Do not become angry. Each time you return to the breath, you are training your attention. The person who controls attention controls energy. The person who controls energy controls action. The person who controls action shapes destiny. The third step is to stop waiting for motivation and build discipline. Motivation is useful, but it is unreliable. It comes when you hear an inspiring message, when someone praises you, or when the future looks exciting. But motivation disappears when progress is slow, when nobody notices your effort, and when the work becomes repetitive. Discipline begins where motivation ends. Discipline is not punishment. It is self-respect expressed through action. When you say you will wake up early and then you do it, you teach yourself that your words have value. When you promise to train, study, work, or practice and you follow through, you create trust within yourself. Many people suffer not because they lack ability, but because they no longer trust themselves. They have broken too many private promises. They said, "Tomorrow I will begin," but tomorrow came and nothing changed. They said, "This time I will remain consistent," but they stopped when discomfort appeared. Every broken promise weakens your inner authority. Every completed promise strengthens it. Begin with small commitments. Do not build a plan that depends on becoming a completely different person overnight. If you want to exercise, begin with a short daily session. If you want to read, begin with a few pages. If you want to meditate, begin with 5 minutes. If you want to build a business, complete one useful task every day. Small actions appear powerless because they do not produce dramatic results immediately. But a river cuts through stone not because of one powerful moment, but because it continues. Consistency is quiet. It does not always look impressive. It often happens when nobody is watching. Yet this quiet repetition creates the foundation of every meaningful achievement. Do not ask whether you feel like doing the work. Ask whether the work needs to be done. Your feelings change like weather. Your purpose must become deeper than weather. Some days you will feel powerful. Some days you will feel tired. Some days your mind will offer 100 reasons to delay. On those days, lower the intensity if necessary, but do not abandon the path. A weak action is still stronger than a perfect intention that remains unused. The fourth step is to accept discomfort. Everything you want stands behind a form of discomfort. A stronger body requires physical strain. Knowledge requires concentration. Confidence requires entering situations where you may feel uncertain. Financial growth requires risk, responsibility, and patience. Emotional peace requires facing truths you may have avoided. Most people do not fail because the goal is impossible. They fail because they believe discomfort means they are on the wrong path. Discomfort is not always a signal to stop. Sometimes it is evidence that you are expanding beyond your old limits. A seed must break before it becomes a tree. A muscle must face resistance before it grows. The ego must be challenged before wisdom appears. When difficulty comes, do not immediately ask how to escape it. First ask whether this difficulty is harmful or simply uncomfortable. There is a difference. Harm destroys you. Healthy discomfort develops you. The conversation you are avoiding may be uncomfortable, but necessary. The discipline of saving money may be uncomfortable, but freeing. The decision to leave a destructive environment may be painful, but healing. The practice of beginning again after failure may be humiliating, but powerful. Do not build a life where comfort becomes your highest value. Too much comfort makes the mind fragile. Then even small problems begin to feel unbearable. Train yourself voluntarily. Wake up when you would rather remain in bed. Finish the task when your mind asks for distraction. Stay calm when someone tries to provoke you. Choose patience when immediate pleasure is available. Each time you remain steady in discomfort, you discover that you are stronger than the voice that tells you to quit. The fifth step is to stop trying to control everything. Many people believe that control creates peace. They try to control other people's opinions, behavior, loyalty, timing, and decisions. They try to control every result. They imagine every possible future and prepare for every danger. Yet the more they try to control what cannot be controlled, the more anxious they become. Peace does not come from controlling life. It comes from understanding what belongs to you and what does not. Your effort belongs to you. The outcome does not fully belong to you. Your actions belong to you. Other people's reactions do not. Your preparation belongs to you. The timing of opportunity may not. Your honesty belongs to you. Whether others understand you is outside your control. When you confuse these two areas, you waste energy fighting reality. Imagine an archer. The archer can control the training, the posture, the breathing, the focus, and the release. But once the arrow leaves the bow, many conditions may affect its path. A wise archer does not become careless. The archer trains fully and releases without attachment. You must do the same. Give complete effort, but do not allow your peace to depend entirely on one result. You can want something deeply without allowing it to own you. Attachment says, "Well, I must receive this, or my life has no meaning." Purpose says, "Well, I will give my best, learn from the result, and continue." This does not mean becoming passive. It means becoming effective. When you stop wasting energy on what you cannot control, you gain more energy for what you can change. Release the need to control every detail. Prepare well, act courageously, and let reality answer. Sometimes life denies you because you are not ready. Sometimes it delays you because something must be learned. Sometimes it redirects you because your original path was too small for who you are becoming. A closed door is not always rejection. It can also be protection, preparation, or redirection. The sixth step is to protect your energy. You cannot create a powerful life while giving your attention to everything. Your energy is being consumed every day by unnecessary arguments, endless scrolling, comparison, gossip, resentment, and people who only appear when they need something from you. Attention is one of your most valuable resources. Where attention goes, life follows. If you spend hours observing the lives of others, you will have less strength to build your own. If you constantly compare your beginning with someone else's advanced stage, you will turn inspiration into self-hatred. If you allow every opinion to enter your mind, you will no longer hear your own wisdom. Protecting your energy does not mean hating people or running away from responsibility. It means creating boundaries. You do not need to explain every decision. You do not need to respond to every provocation. You do not need to remain available to everyone at all times. Silence is sometimes a stronger answer than argument. Distance is sometimes more compassionate than continued conflict. Saying no is sometimes the only way to protect the yes that truly matters. Look carefully at your environment. Your habits are influenced by what surrounds you. If you spend time with people who constantly complain, avoid responsibility, and mock ambition, their mindset will slowly enter your own. This does not mean you should believe you are better than others. Arrogance is another weakness. It means you must recognize that environments shape behavior. Choose people who remind you of your potential. Choose people who tell you the truth. Choose people who respect discipline, peace, growth, and responsibility, and learn to spend time alone. Many people fear solitude because silence reveals what distraction hides. When there is no noise, they begin to notice their emptiness, unresolved pain, and confused direction. But solitude can become a place of power. It is where you remember who you are without performance. It is where your mind becomes clear enough to separate your voice from the voices of others. Do not use loneliness to punish yourself. Use solitude to meet yourself. The seventh step is to become the person capable of receiving what you desire. This is the step most people ignore. They focus only on getting the result. They ask, how can I earn more? How can I become successful? How can I attract the right partner? How can I gain respect? A deeper question is, who must I become to create, receive, and sustain these things? If you want wealth, become disciplined enough to manage money. Become valuable enough to solve meaningful problems. Become patient enough to delay unnecessary pleasure. If you want respect, become a person whose actions deserve respect. Keep your word. Remain calm under pressure. Treat people well when you gain nothing from them. If you want love, become capable of honesty, listening, loyalty, emotional responsibility, and healthy boundaries. If you want inner peace, stop feeding habits that create inner war. You do not attract everything you want merely by thinking about it. You move closer to it by aligning your identity, habits, and actions with it. Many people repeatedly ask life for a new chapter while continuing to behave like the person from the previous chapter. A new life requires a new way of living. Ask yourself each morning, what would the strongest and wisest version of me do today? Then do one action that matches that answer. The transformation may not feel dramatic. You may still experience fear. You may still doubt yourself. You may still make mistakes. Growth does not mean becoming perfect.
It means becoming perfect. It means becoming.
The old version of you may react immediately. The new version pauses. The old version searches for excuses. The new version searches for solutions. The old version wants immediate results. The new version respects the process. The old version needs approval. The new version acts from principle. Every decision is a vote for the person you are becoming. Do not underestimate the importance of ordinary moments. Destiny is rarely changed by one giant decision. It is shaped by hundreds of small decisions that nobody celebrates. It is shaped when you choose to work instead of delay. When you choose water instead of another unhealthy habit. When you choose to save instead of impress. When you choose to listen instead of react. When you choose to begin again instead of surrender. Your future is being created in moments that appear unimportant. There will also be failure. No path toward a meaningful life is free from mistakes. You will choose wrongly. You will trust the wrong person. You will waste time. You will lose opportunities. You will disappoint yourself. Failure does not automatically make you wise. Reflection makes you wise. Some people repeat the same mistake for years because they protect their ego instead of studying their behavior. They blame timing, circumstances, society, family, colleagues, or luck. Perhaps some of those factors truly played a role. But as long as you give all responsibility away, you also give your power away. Ask honestly, what part of this was mine? This question is not self-hatred. It is self-hatred. It is self-leadership. You cannot change what you refuse to recognize. Maybe you ignored warning signs. Maybe you lacked preparation. Maybe you acted emotionally. Maybe you gave up too early. Maybe you stayed too long. Maybe you knew the truth but chose comfort.
See it clearly. Learn from it.
Then release the shame. Your mistake is an event. It is not your entire identity. A warrior does not lie on the ground studying the fall forever. A warrior understands why the fall happened, rises with greater awareness, and continues. Do not wait to feel completely confident before acting. Confidence often comes after action, not before it. The first step will feel uncertain. The first attempt may be poor. The first conversation may feel awkward. The first creation may not receive attention. That is normal. A beginner is not supposed to look like a master. Do not feel ashamed of being new. Be ashamed only of refusing to learn because your ego cannot tolerate imperfection. Mastery is built through repetition, correction, patience. When you see someone performing with ease, remember that you are seeing the result of struggles you did not witness. You see the calm surface, not the years of training beneath it. Do not compare your private doubts with someone else's public achievement. Your path has its own timing. A tree does not pull its branches to make itself grow faster. It receives light, absorbs water, strengthens its roots, and grows according to its nature. You must also respect seasons. There are seasons of action, seasons of waiting, seasons of learning, seasons of loss, and seasons of rebuilding. Do not call every slow season a failure. Roots often grow in darkness before anything appears above the ground. Sometimes your progress is invisible because life is strengthening your foundation. Continue, but continue intelligently. Persistence does not mean repeating a failing. Be committed to the destination, but flexible about the route. Observe results. Learn. Adjust. Try again. A calm mind sees what a desperate mind misses. Desperation makes every delay feel permanent. It makes you accept harmful relationships, dishonest opportunities, and shortcuts that later become traps. Patience is not doing nothing. Patience is continuing to prepare without destroying yourself through panic. What belongs in your life should need a version of you that is ready for it. There is another truth you must understand. Getting everything you want will not remove every difficulty. Success creates new responsibilities. Wealth creates new decisions. Relationships require effort. Recognition creates pressure. Freedom requires self-discipline. Do not chase a life without problems. Such a life does not exist. Instead, build the strength to solve better problems. The goal is not to remove every storm. The goal is to become steady enough that storms do not decide who you are. Inner peace is not the absence of noise around you. It is the absence of unnecessary conflict within you. You can stand in a busy place and remain calm. You can face criticism and remain clear. You can experience disappointment and remain grounded. Peace comes when your thoughts, values, words, and actions stop fighting one another. When you say one thing but repeatedly do another, inner conflict grows. When you live only to please others, resentment grows. When you ignore what you know is right, guilt grows. Alignment creates peace. Say what you mean, do what you say. Choose what you can respect later. At night, ask yourself 3 questions. Where did I act with awareness today? Where did I allow fear, anger, or laziness to control me? What will I do differently tomorrow? Do not ask these questions to attack yourself. Ask them to remain honest. A conscious life is not built through one moment of enlightenment. It is built through daily correction. You may listen to thousands of motivational speeches, read hundreds of books, and collect powerful ideas. But knowledge that is not practiced becomes another form of entertainment. Do not only admire wisdom, apply it. One disciplined hour can change more than 10 hours of inspiration. Choose one principle and practice it today. Perhaps you will control your reaction. Perhaps you will finish an important task. Perhaps you will stop contacting someone who repeatedly damages your peace. Perhaps you will begin the work you have delayed. Make wisdom visible through behavior. The world may not notice immediately. That is not important. A foundation is built beneath the surface. Nobody applauds the foundation, but everything depends on it. Build yourself quietly. Let others misunderstand your silence. Let them question your slow progress. Let them laugh at your small beginning. You do not need to convince them. Your consistency will speak later. There will come a time when the habits that felt difficult become natural. The work that once exhausted you becomes part of your identity. The situations that once triggered you lose their control. Then people may call you lucky. They will see the result but not the private discipline. They will see confidence, but not the moments you acted while afraid. They will see peace, but not the battles you fought within yourself. Do not become bitter because others do not understand your journey. Understanding is not required. Keep walking. Everything you want in life may not arrive in the exact form you imagine. Some desires will change as you become wiser. Some goals will lose importance. Some disappointments will later reveal themselves as blessings. The purpose of the journey is not merely to collect achievements. It is to become awake. It is to become strong without becoming cruel, successful without becoming arrogant, peaceful without becoming passive, and disciplined without losing compassion. The greatest victory is not controlling the world. It is no longer being controlled by every emotion, desire, fear, and opinion. When you master yourself, external success becomes cleaner. You no longer chase money to prove worth. You use it as a tool. You no longer seek love to escape yourself. You share love from wholeness. You no longer demand respect. Your character quietly creates it. This is how you move toward everything you want. You become clear about your destination. You train your mind. You build discipline. You accept discomfort. You release what you cannot control. You protect your energy. And you become the person capable of holding the life you desire. Do not wait for the perfect day. The perfect day is another illusion created by fear. Begin where you are. Use what you have. Take the next honest step. You do not need to see the entire road. A traveler walking at night sees only a small distance ahead, yet that light is enough to complete the journey. Trust the next step. Your life does not change when you merely wish harder. It changes when your daily behavior becomes stronger than your excuses. The door you are waiting for may already be in front of you, but it will not open through desire alone. It opens when your preparation, courage, patience, and action meet at the same moment. Stand up. Silence the unnecessary noise. Choose your direction. Control your attention. Train your body. Strengthen your mind. Keep your promises. Let go of what is outside your power. And remember, the life you desire is not only waiting for you to find it. It is waiting for you to become ready for it.